Well, hello everybody, and I want to show you today how I got my entry into battery powers for backup in emergency situations, and that's how it all started, and it's continually growing a little bit. But I live here on the Gulf Coast of Alabama. We have storms, we have hurricanes, and you can go for days sometimes without power. I did not want a gas generator. You see people all the time. They're loud, they're noisy. You have to have gas. It's got to be outside. You're running extension cords. I just wanted something portable. Wasn't very interested in running big things. I just wanted something that I could run a fan off of, light off of, charge my cell phones, my iPads, whatever the situation was in that emergency situation. So I started looking at the portable units. The one I settled on was the Bluetti EB55. Currently it's not in, they don't make this one anymore. I think if you go on their website, they recommend the AC50B. And the specs on that AC50B are roughly the same here. It doesn't have quite as many watt hours, but this EB55 can produce 700 watts of power, which if you use 700 watts of power, this thing won't last more than an hour, because this has got 550 watt hours of power. But this is how I got started. It was within a price range that I felt comfortable. I didn't want to jump out there and just be that guy that, here I'm coming in and I'm buying a whole system to run my house. That's not what I wanted. But let me show you some of the features of this EB55, and then I'll show you how I merged and progressed over to here. This is my portable 100 amp hour backup that I built myself. I have a video that I just did about the build, so I'll link that as well so you can see if you're interested. But let's start off with this Bluetti EB55. All right, so a lot of really great features here on this Bluetti EB55, and I think all of their units are very good. The quality is excellent, the construction, I love the solidness of it. So here you can see I've got about 60% of the battery left, and you see a lot of complaints, and it's kind of one. The battery indicator is not, it jumps in 20%. So I don't know if I'm at 50% battery, I don't know if I'm at 68% battery, I just know that I've got battery left. So here's where you can charge it. You can charge it by plugging it into the wall, or you can charge it by solar. And this was the big thing that I wanted, was the solar, because if I don't have power at the house, I need to be able to charge this thing. So I wanted it to be charged with solar. Here are the outlets. You've got 4 USB plugs and 1 USB-C. I'm assuming now that on some of the newer ones, you'll have less of the 2.0s and more of the Cs as technology changes. You've got 4 AC outlets that I can plug 4 plugs into here. You've got 2 12-volt jacks that if you have something that charges with a 12-volt jack, you can do it there. That one. And then you've got a 12-volt car plug-in. So if you have something that could plug into the cigarette lighter of a car, you can charge something right there as well. And then the last one is up here on the top. You've got a charger that if your phone can accept a charge like that, you can just lay your phone on top and it'll charge the phone. Yeah, that on the back of this battery pack, it's got a light. So not only, are you using its charge thing, it has its own light, which in a dark situation does a lot. There it is, it just got brighter. There's 2 settings. There's a flashing setting if you were in an emergency, and then there it is, it's off. Now let me show you this Bluetti running a couple of fans, okay? And I've actually got an orbital sander out here that I'm gonna do as well. And as some of these things are running, I'll bring you back up close and show you the output. Let me tell you another way that I've started using this. I'm a golf instructor. I teach golf in Mobile, Alabama, and it's hot in the summertime. Shoot, it's hot most of the time of the year. I built myself a table for out on the driving range, and I have an umbrella, and I take this with me every day, and I have these 2 fans out there on the driving range. This one sits up on the table, blows on me and the student as we're looking at video. This one sits on the ground, blowing at the student usually while they're hitting golf balls to make life a little bit more pleasant. So let me plug these two things in. All right, so here's the big fan, and here's the little fan right here, the white one. Now, each one of these sections has an on and off button, all right? So I have to turn that, hit that right there. That just turned everything on. Now, there we go. I didn't have the button on. There's the button. Here's this fan running. And here's that fan running. And got them both running on high speed, okay? And let me bring you up here and show you the display. So you can see right here that these two fans are drawing 89 to 90 watts. So at 550 watt hours, these two fans can run for at least 5 or 6 hours, okay? Very easily. All right, let me show you this running my orbital sander. And, you know, this is just another bonus feature of these battery packs. I mean, you can use them for anything that you want. And so just say I'm in a situation where I'm doing a woodworking project and I don't have power. Well, I don't have a battery operated orbital sander. So I'm gonna need power. So here you go. Oh. Now that was pulling 191 watts, all right? So using this orbital sander, at that time, I'm gonna get 2.5 hours worth of sanding. So are you limited with these things? Sure, because batteries are only so big. But for the emergency situation, for doing normal basic things, these things are great. I know people use these for camping all the time in vans and, you know, that thing to power their lifestyle. Me, it's more of an emergency situation. And I claim that the fans on the driving range in the summertime, that's an emergency situation too. That's keeping us cool. Let me show you my bigger unit. All right, well, here is the bigger generator that I built for myself, and it's just me. I get something, I really like it, and then I say, you know what, I want a little bit more. So I took the challenge of building myself this. I'm not gonna show you the build. I did a video on the build. You can go watch that separately. But this has a 100 amp hour, 12 volt lithium battery right here. So much more longevity on the charge, okay? And just for example, I have a old dorm room refrigerator in my garage. It's an older one, you know, 13, 14 years old. And that's actually, yeah, about that. So it's not that energy efficient, but I ran that refrigerator for 34 hours on this battery one time. So there's an emergency situation. You're without power. I can run a little dorm refrigerator to keep food from spoiling. And then, you know, running it for 34 hours straight, there was a lot of that was at nighttime and daytime. And so during the daytime, you can recharge this with the solar, which that again will be another video. I'll show you about recharging. But let me just show you very simply here. I've got a much bigger fan. This is a little patent fan. And on my inverter here, let me turn the circuit breaker on. Okay, I've got my inverter on over here. There we go. Let me show you a close-up of that. But you can see that right now I have 13.3, 13.2 volts are in that battery. The output is this inverter. This inverter takes power. So there's my output right now. And let me plug this fan in and I will show you what it does to the power. So there it is, the fan is running. Probably can hear it. And as you can see, my power output didn't really increase. Now my battery just decreased. I just drew, now I'm down to 12.9, but this battery will go dead at like 10.3 or 10.4, somewhere in that range. So I've got a lot of time left on this battery. Well, here it is. This fan is running, okay, and being run off of that 12-volt battery. Pretty dang cool. Let me unplug this fan. So you can be as creative as you want to. Again, I wanted this because it's just got more battery life to it. I can run things longer and all of that. So just a bigger unit. So there's my 2 emergency battery backup systems. And again, number 1 use was for emergencies, but I think I'm going to just keep finding uses like the Bluetti on the driving range. I'll find uses for this around the house, charging power tools, drills, and batteries and things like that. Just plug them into this. Charge this up with solar. Use that. I'm not using electricity from the house. Well, listen, thanks a lot for coming in and checking out my video. There'll be a video coming up very soon of me hooking all of this up with solar and letting you know my journey with solar, because, it was crazy. I had no idea what I was doing. I made some bad mistakes, and you'll just see in the next video. Well, thanks a lot. And remember, folks, if you have an idea, you can do it. Okay, just put your mind to it, do some research, and you can pretty much do whatever you want to do. Thanks. Y'all have a great day.